Hello, Virginia. So you said you wanted to talk to me? What did you want to talk to me about?
Yes, I was at your training session earlier this week, and as I was sitting there through the training, I just started to feel really overwhelmed and started having second thoughts about being a CPS worker, and I'm not sure if I'm cut out to be in this profession anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should continue on this path, or I'm so confused at the moment.
Well, I understand how you're feeling right now because CPS in general can be, a seemingly difficult field to work in, and the nature of our population and what we do and our clients it can be very difficult, and it can be very emotionally challenging. And it's very normal for people who are starting off in CPS to feel really overwhelmed, and exactly how you're feeling right now. You're not abnormal at all. I remember when I first started in CPS, my very first client was a 5-year-old child who had been multiply sexually abused by her father, and I just was like, wow, this is, nothing could have completely prepared me for this. How will I be able to, completely work with the client? But something I had to remind myself of, which I would advise you to do too, is just to remember that, you have your master's in social work degree. You've received all the training, and you're fully equipped, and you're capable of everything, of all the skills you need to be a competent and successful CPS worker. You've received the training and the degree over the years, and you're not inadequate. Even though you might feel like you're inadequate right now, you're not. You successfully got your master's in social work degree, and you just have to remind yourself of all the lessons and skills you gained over the years and learn how to put that in practice. And something during a time like this, when you're second guessing your choice to go into CPS field, something I did, which you can do too, is to remind yourself why you decided to go into CPS in the first place and why you decided to pursue this field. So that's what I want to ask you. Why did you decide to go into CPS in the first place?
Well, I went into this profession. I wanted to go into this profession because I loved working with children. I had a lot of experience when I was younger with my church working with children, and it was a field that I loved. And so I wanted to keep working with children and to give them that hope that they need and be a strong person that they need to get them out of the difficult situations that they're in right now. But just now looking at the different cases, I find myself really emotional, and I don't know how to be stable for them. I don't know how to maintain that strong, uh, just be strong for them. I don't know how to do it. I'm so emotionally distraught every time I hear a terrible story, and I don't know what to do.
Well, like I said earlier, it's definitely understandable where you're coming from, because the nature of our work can be so difficult and emotionally challenging. But like you said, we have to really focus on why we're working with these children in the first place, even though it's so easy for our emotions to kind of gain in control and for us to just focus on the situation at hand. We have to remind ourselves that the reason we're working with these children in the first place is so that we can bring justice to their situation. We could restore, their lives to, a state that's as normal as possible, and that we could try to bring justice to any injustice that may have happened to them. And even though these situations that we work with are often so difficult, you have to remind yourself that your services are going to help bring a hopeful and better future for your clients in the future. You really have to be focusing on the potential and hopeful future of your services, instead of just stuck and over focusing on the current situation that they're in right now. And as social work, it's interesting because as social workers, of course, we have to have empathy with our clients, and we have to be emotional towards them, and we have to have that connection. But we can't let our emotions overwhelm us and guide and overly influence all of our decisions and our interventions and our courses of actions and everything else, we really have to, as social workers, especially in cases like this where we're working with younger children, we really have to use logic also and have a strong rationale that at times has to be disconnected from the emotions. But yeah, just remind yourself of, what the potential that your services can bring for a hopeful future for your children. Let that guide you instead of just focusing on the children's past, because of course what happened to these children is horrible, but there's nothing we can do to go back into the past and change what happened, but we can change their future and make an impact on their future. So I would just focus on that right now. So, but yeah, I'm free for, if you need to talk to me, I'm here. And I would suggest right now just having some rest, just taking some quiet time to really just devote to yourself and, focus on any hobbies or passions you have right now. And I saw you during the training, and if I thought, you weren't capable for the field for CPS, I would have taken you aside and shared my concerns with there. But I did observe you at training, and I do think you're very capable and competent for the field. And I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. So thank you for meeting with me, Virginia.
Thank you. It's always nice to hear, that assurance that you need. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. All right.